Hey everyone, JNN here. I got a video this week to talk about a few things. First topic I'm going to talk about is stack sales. And I do stack sales on Twitter. It's a really great way to move some lower end stuff, uh, help other people build up their PCs in a fairly inexpensive manner. So I want to talk about how I go about posting those on Twitter, how I track those in a spreadsheet, and then kind of how I can sort those on the manual process of sorting the cards. So that'll be it for stack sales. Then you got eBay and PayPal and a lot of companies that are going to start issuing 1099s to people that have sales over $600 a year starting in 2022. Something that should have been tracked all along, but I want to share with you how I kind of track the sales, cost and everything like that, because you don't have to pay tax on your gross sales. It's on your profits. So I just want to kind of share some information there that might find helpful. So we did have a contest in the last video, so I do want to announce the winner of that, and hopefully that person will reach out and get his prize to him or her. And then, obviously, since the news of Fanatics acquiring Topps broke, there's been some real black eyes in the hobby news-wise. And so I just want to go through, discuss those things real quick, share my thoughts on them, and then we'll end the video. So thanks for watching this video, everyone. I hope you enjoy it.
Hey YouTube, we're going to pick our giveaway winner from our last video last week. It was a Pro Mold mag case. So we're going to go ahead and grab the link from that video, copy it. And we're going to go to this YouTube random comment picker, filter duplicate users. And we only had 3 comments. So, your chances to win are, pretty good. So let's see what happens. All right, nailed it. I don't normally buy singles. For me, it's just not as fun as ripping a box. I do really like to collect rookies, though. I hope I win because I'm in desperate need of a one-touch. Well, nailed it. Guess what? You got yourself a one-touch. Congratulations. Reach out to me via the contact information in the description of the new video, and we'll get that one-touch out to you. Everyone, thanks for your comments. Stay tuned for more giveaways soon.
All right, everyone, we are back, and the first topic we're going to discuss is stack sales. And you might ask, what is that? That is when you post a large quantity of cards on a particular website or platform, and people can build up a stack of cards, basically pay for shipping one time. And, it typically works better with lower end cards. So I'm going to share my approach with this. So this is my Twitter handle right here at JNN Collectors on Twitter, like I said. And I encourage you to check that out. I'm actually having a stack sale this week. Started on Monday night. I posted a lot of cards Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I took last night off, and then posted more tonight. And we'll be posting more throughout the day tomorrow, and then on Sunday. I'll probably wrap that up on Sunday. And I'll kind of go through in a moment and show you some of the listings. But the one thing I always do, this is my pinned tweet. So if you're unfamiliar with Twitter, a pinned tweet is a tweet that stays at the top of your, for lack of a better term, your timeline. So you can see I created this on August 17th, 2021. My last tweet was actually 41 minutes ago, but this one shares information, and it says shipping for all orders is $5. This includes bubble mailer with tracking in the U.S. only. So it provides instructions on what the potential buyers can look for and what they can expect if they choose to participate in this sale. And what this is designed to prevent is the buyer who goes in, claims one card for $1, and that's it. At that point, the standard cost would be $6 for that buyer. Now, I don't know many buyers that want to pay $6 for a $1 card. I certainly would not. So, that is kind of the intent here. Now, how do I list cards? So I try to take good pictures, especially the more expensive cards. Like this one, it's an A.J. Brown 2019 Select, and the back of the card, you can't really see it right there, but that card is numbered out of 75. There we go, right there. There you go. And so buyer can kind of get a good look at the card if they click on those to expand it. This is what I'm asking. Now, I encourage buyers to negotiate a little bit if they don't like the price, but let's see, there's a Casey Mize card for 30. These are kind of exceptions. A couple graded cards, $4 a pop. No big deal there. I did throw some slightly more expensive cards in at the end, but by and large, I'm looking for $1 card. There's some numbered cards in here, some rookies, all kinds of stuff, some good parallels here. And then, you know, some of it's star base cards, like out of Elite here. These guys are, you know, Randy Moss, obviously not, but, you know, the rest of these guys are still in all the top rows in the playoffs. Justin Jefferson's a great receiver, and then obviously the Randy Moss stuff. But basically, I'm going in. I want to include enough cards in there that I'm not like sending one tweet for each card, but not so many cards in one picture that they can't see the cards. Some people prefer if you use one tweet thread. So you tweet the first picture, and then every one after that is a reply to that first tweet. That can work well. It probably does work better. I might experiment with that, but to this point, this is what I've done. So all in all, I've probably listed about 1,000 cards this week this way. So now, take another quick break here, and we will pull up the tracking that I use for this. All right, everyone, we are back, and I just want to share with you the spreadsheet that I use to track my sales. So as I go through and I list these cards with pictures, and what that allows buyers to do is see what they want, and then they can reply to that tweet and say, you know, I want this card. So going back to this, you know, if they want the DeAndre Swift that is right here, they could say Swift or DeAndre or Rookie Gridiron Kings or something that tells me that's the card that you know, that I want to claim. So I like the tweet. I like their reply to acknowledge that they've claimed the card. And then I go in here and I record what the card is and the sell price. I do that all the way down. Now, for the purposes of this video, to protect the identities of the buyers, I've blacked out this section, but this is for buyers. And then I do have cost over here, which, you know, I track that a little bit differently. So, you know, it's important to track cost of your cards. That's all I'm going to say. And then, you know, after you get done with that, what you can do is you can select all of it, and you can run a pivot table. And what that will allow you to do is really get each buyer their total, and then it will also share the number of cards. Now, what you can do from the pivot table is double click on, say, the total amount, and that will bring into a new tab. That'll bring into a new tab like all the detail for that particular seller, or what makes up their total. And if anyone would like to see a video on how to do that a little more, leave a comment if you would, and just let me know that, please. I think that it would probably be helpful, but At the same time, I don't want to do it if it's just going to bore you to death. So that's kind of how I track this, and at least from an electronic sense. So real quick, we're going to transition over here. I do apologize for the disaster. There are a number of different ways that you can sort cards as you are going through a stack sale. One probably fairly common way is one of these sorting trays. Now there are 18 sections in this tray. So if I have 18 buyers or less, in theory, I could just, make a section for each of these and, call it good. Now, maybe I don't have a sorting tray. Maybe I have more than 18 buyers. So I got really creative here because I'm an accountant, and so artistic things are not my forte, but I do have a ton of Amazon boxes from Christmas time. And so I decided, what I'm going to do? I'm going to create my own little divider, and I can customize these. So if I have a 4-row box, I can make one of these, and I can have one for buyer A, B, C, D, and I could have, how many of these going back to sort the cards for a certain number of buyers. Or I can do kind of a 2-row variety. So as I list these cards on Twitter, I do like to put them in boxes. And I like to put them in boxes in the order that I've listed them. That way, as I'm going through, I can find them much easier. Some people do it as they go. I find that's, when you start posting cards and you do that for 3 or 4 hours, kind of tired at the end of it, so you just kind of want to be done with it. So for me, this is the way I do it, but there's always more than one way that works. All right, so there's this spreadsheet, and the next topic we're going to cover is with regard to the new rules, I should say, with the IRS as far as issuing 1099s to people who sell more than $600. As someone who's buying and selling goods online, this is something that should be reported anyhow, but the IRS is tightening down on that. So in the next segment here, we're going to talk about how I track the sales, cost, profit margins, all that, so I know what I'm going to have to pay tax on at the end of the year. So we'll be back in just a moment. All right, we are back, and I want to talk about the spreadsheet real quick. Like I said, I'm an accountant, and so spreadsheets are my friend, which is good because I don't have much of a personality. And so if I can have a spreadsheet for a friend, that's a good thing. I'm a little bit kidding there, but it's kind of a bad accountant joke. So anyhow, so what I like to do is put a description of what I'm selling here. And this is for 2022, I'm sorry. And I like to put in here, okay, what have I sold? I like this first one here. I took a real bath on this one. I felt I had about 9760 that I could support. And, if you ever get audited, which I've never been audited by the IRS, but you want to be able to support what, what you're saying your cost is. Not just making up a big number to increase the cost so you don't have to pay tax. This is a sale price, shipping cost, eBay fees, supplies, and then net sales, and this is profit. And then for the purposes of this video and right now, I'm assuming a 15% tax rate. And then this is kind of what you end up with. And then right over here, I put some notes on, okay, this is how I determine cost here. So that works. Now, the reason you want to go through this exercise is when you sell something like this Alex Bregman lot that I sold for $85, I'm not paying tax on $85. That is not the way it's set up. What you pay tax on is your profit. So I want to, first of all, get my acquisition cost, my shipping cost, which, I mean, especially when you sell on eBay, I mean, it's plain as day, right? eBay fees, with eBay processing those payments now, that is quite simple. They put it all right there for you. Supplies, a lot of the cards that I sell, you know, they come with top loaders already. I'm debating what to do with that, but for right now, what I have is the cost of the envelope that I'm shipping in, the label that I'm printing, the ink, just anything like that is costing me anything. And right now it's about 20 cents. So this really determines, okay, what at the end of the day, what did you get? And then, you know, is that greater or less than your cost? And then here's what you are going to pay for taxes. One nice thing that eBay does is they charge sales tax. So if you bought anything on eBay, you're covered on that. If you're selling anything on eBay, you don't need to remit money to your state to cover that. That's already taken care of for you, so that is kind of nice. If anyone wants a tutorial on how to set this up, I will put like my Twitter handle again in the description. You can certainly reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you, you know, get something like this set up so that you are able to track your sales and your net income and really figure out your tax base on this. So we're going to take another quick break, and then we will talk about kind of some of the hot topics in the hobby. So we'll be back in a moment. All right, everyone. Now we're going to kind of get into the ugly portion of today's video, kind of the events that have taken place in 2022. Really ever since we received news that Fanatics was going to acquire Topps. It's like start off the year on this really good note, and then, you know, you got the Logan Paul situation, you got the Backyards Breaks guys, the arrest that took place at the Dallas Card Show, and then within the last 24 to 48 hours, the story that came out of Mark's Cards. I just want to talk real quickly on each of those, share some thoughts, and you know, hopefully we can all learn from the mistakes that were made, but just become better people. I mean, at the end of the day, that's, I think, what we all strive to be, you know, whether we like sports cards or, you know, insurance or whatever the case may be. We just want to be better people. So Logan Paul situation, for those of you who don't know, he spent $3.5 million on a case of first edition Pokemon cards, and it turns out that came back to be kind of a fraud. From what I understand, he opened one of the packs and there were like G.I. Joe cards or something like that. There was not a first edition Charizard or Peekaboo. That's what I like to call that little yellow guy because it drives my son nuts. So that's Peekaboo. But yeah, so, you know, I feel bad for the guy. That stinks. I don't know who knew that wasn't like a real case, but you know, shame on them. I do want to talk about if there is a positive takeaway in that. A lot of you have probably seen videos by Jameel Mealy Pops, and he was one of the guys involved in selling that case. And you know, I don't believe for a second that he knew that was you know, a fake case, but he did what he could to make that right. And so big kudos to him on that. You know, yeah, he made a mistake. I've made a lot of mistakes myself, so you know, in the end, I try to, you know, make it right the best I can. And so kudos to him for that. But you learn, you live and learn. The Backyard Breaks boys, crop top guys, yeah, you offer a free break to people, presumably because business is going well, And so people, they get their spots, and then you start opening packs, and out comes a gold kaboom Trevor Lawrence number 210. And all of a sudden you decide, hey, we're going to keep this card. We're not going to send it to the right owner. We are going to keep that card, but we are going to make a donation to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Really? Okay. I would like to see that donation, first of all. I don't think anyone's seen that yet. But secondly, the rightful owner of that card is the guy that you issued that spot to. And, it's just kind of a slimy move. And of course, it didn't take real long to figure out that, hey, it fit. Fake cards, the alleged fake cards at Dallas Card Show. Apparently someone was going around trying to circulate some fake Jordan rookies. I don't know. I'm not going to judge the situation, that specific one. All I'm going to say is fake cards have no place in the hobby. If you know something's fake, don't try to move it, at least not without disclosing that. I mean, there's some people that, they'll never get into a real Jordan rookie on their own, so, they buy a fake one for $20 or whatever. Okay, disclose that. That's, I don't know why you'd want the fake, but hey, there again, just be good. Do good things in the hobby, please. Final situation here, Marks Cards, bulk submission service for PSA, accumulated about $1 million worth of submissions from card dealers around the country. Card Collector 2 was one of the, if not the most prominent one. He had about $120,000 worth of submissions that basically people sent their submissions to him, and then he turned around and sent them to Marks Cards. The convenience of Marks Cards was, first of all, a lower cost, but then number two, they were close enough to PSA they could walk the submissions in the door, hand them off, and then when they're ready, they can pick them up and get them back to you. So you can save a lot of time, you can save some money, make some more efficient business operation in theory. The way PSA works is the cards don't get paid for, the grading services do not get paid for until the cards are near completion in the grading process. So when that time came and PSA sends the bill to Marks Cards, oops, there's no money. Meanwhile, you got people like Ryan, Card Collector 2, when they sent their submissions to Marks Cards, they paid for that up front. So Ryan paid Marks Cards for these submissions. Like I said, $120,000, so it wasn't chump change. So Ryan notices a backlog. I've submitted all these cards, they should be coming back soon. They're not. What's going on? So he gets a hold of PSA. PSA kind of says, hey, we haven't been paid, that's why we're not releasing them. So he goes to Marks Cards, finds out what's going on. To his credit, okay, Ryan flew out to California mid-December, wired money to PSA to cover the cost of grading for those cards. From what I understand, Marks Cards paid $5,000 to $10,000 of those grading fees. Ryan had to wire over $110,000 to PSA to get those cards so he could get them back to his customers. Marks Cards, whatever. They're done. What they did was terrible. They need to be done. But there again, bad things happen to good people. Ryan made it right. Okay, he flew out to California. He wired $113,000 or something like that to PSA to get those cards back so he could then get them back to his customers. And from what I believe he said in his video on Instagram, I believe it was early Friday morning, he got those out to his customers in 8 days. Okay, $120,000 worth of cards back to his customers in 8 days. I don't know how many cards that is. That's a lot of cards. So kudos to Ryan and his team for getting the job done. One thing, and he admitted, he's like, I made a mistake. I was introduced to these people through a mutual friend. We tried out the service for a little bit. Beginning stages, it was going well. Businesses, if they have an opportunity to outsource something, it can save them money, it can save them time. Maybe they don't have the right process, the right people, whatever, to do it themselves. Businesses do this all the time. So, I've seen some pushback on that. Like, why didn't he just do that himself? Well, there's a reason he didn't do it himself, okay? Businesses do outsource. So I guess my simple ask here is that the people that, just want to go out and rip Ryan and rip Jameel for, making a mistake, an honest mistake, get off the back. There's one guy who issued a video early Friday about the situation, just, ripping him up one side, down the other. It's like, come on, man. And this guy's pretty negative about everything, so, it kind of made sense. But it's like, get off their back, okay? They made a mistake. They acknowledged their mistake. And then they went out and fixed it. They made it right. That's the best anyone can do. Will they be more transparent about the process moving forward? Yeah, they will. Will they probably subcontract grading services again? It'll probably be a while. And, from a PSA perspective, I think they will be very careful, who they allow to accept bulk submissions. Matter of fact, PSA in the press release said all our bulk submitters are going to be, before they can continue to submit, they're going to have to true up the balance, pay it off, be ready to go. And then everything will be paid in advance. That should fix a lot of these problems. So, an unfortunate black eye for the hobby, all these stories. Hopefully this comes to an end. But, what I would like to also remind people is that, there's a lot of good people in this hobby. There are a lot of good people. And there are a few bad apples here that, they're getting all the press. But overall, a lot of good people around here too. So that's all I have to say on those stories. I hope the news starts getting a little better in this hobby for 2022. But we'll take a little break. We'll be back to close out the video. All right, everyone. I hope you found this video really helpful. Like I said, reach out to me if you want any help with designing Excel spreadsheets to track your stack sales or track sales and cost information for tax purposes. I'd be happy to help you out. Just shoot me a DM on either Twitter or Instagram, at Jan Collectors on both. So feel free to reach out to me anytime. If you just want to talk the hobby, that's cool too. I'd be happy to hear your thoughts, and the more friends we can all make, the better off we are. And so that's all I've got for tonight. Congratulations to the contest winner. Nailed it, because you nailed it. So reach out to me, and we will get that one touch in the mail to you. And to everyone else, I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.